Hello and welcome back. All right, so in this particular lesson, we are going to go over how to select colors for your foreground and background colors, how to use the swatches panel for organizing colors for a specific project, as well as the colors panel. So this is more geared towards graphic designers because you're going to need to create different types of swatch panels and libraries of colors for specific types of projects. You're not going to really need to do that as a photographer, but it is important to know how to select different colors if you're going to do some color tinting and things like that. So you may want to listen to at least the first part of this lesson if you're just a photographer and don't do any graphic design projects. So let me go ahead and show you how you can select your colors for a specific project with those three types of options. So let's take a look at how we can adjust our foreground and background colors, which are represented by these two little boxes right here. So the first thing we were going to do is we're going to select our eyedropper tool, which is located right here, or you can use the keyboard shortcut, which is the letter I. So once you have that selected, just come over to your image and go ahead and click in an area to capture that color, and you will see that it updates in the foreground box here, and every time I click, that foreground color is updated with the color that I clicked on. We can also do the same thing with the background color. All I have to do is come over here and switch the foreground and background color boxes by clicking on this little icon, or I can use the keyboard shortcut, which is the letter X. But even though I did switch them, the color I clicked on first is now the background color. So anytime I click a new color, it's still going to go to the foreground. I can just switch them if needed like that. Or another thing you can do is you can actually click on these little boxes right here. And when you do, you're going to get your color picker dialog box. And then from here, you can make your color adjustments either via this area right here, this big box with all the different colors in it. And we have different shades of green right now. And then if I move this up or down, it will change based on the color gradients in this area right here. And then I can make those color selections. Or if I know the exact number that represents a specific color based on these four options, which are HSB, RGB, LAB, and CMYK, I can type in those numbers here. Or if I know the hexadecimal number, I can type that in here. And we also have only web colors. So if you want to select colors only represented online, you can select those colors by clicking on this option right here. Then to commit that color to the foreground color, just click OK, and it will be saved to the foreground color box. And then you can do the same thing with the background color box. Just click on the background color box, and then you can change the color for that, and click OK, and then it will update the background color for you. Now, another thing you can do within this dialog box is choose colors from color libraries provided by Pantone. Or if you click on this little drop box right here, you can see there's other types of color guides and color profiles from which you can choose from. So if there are specific colors that you work with as a graphic designer, you may use Pantone colors, or you may use something else like HKS or AMPA or whatever type of color system that you're using for your project. You can actually select those colors from here. You can also add a specific color to your swatches panel, so you can save those colors as a color set of your own versus using color libraries pre-made by a different color system. So I'm going to show you how to create your own color swatches in just a second. So once you have your color selected, again, just click OK, and that will save it to the foreground or background color depending on the box that you selected. So let's go ahead and take a look at the swatches panel. Now, just like I had showed you just a second ago, you can actually access all the color libraries from this swatches panel as well by clicking on this little icon here, and then you're going to get a list of all those different color libraries, and then you can add them or append them to the current swatch colors that are already listed here. So let me go ahead and show you how to make your own swatches color set so you can save that for future projects, because maybe you're working with a client that has certain colors that they use for their branding, and you want to make sure that you're only using those colors. So the first thing you want to do is you want to delete all the colors currently in the swatches panel so you can add the colors that you want for that swatch set versus having all of the colors appended to the swatch set. Now you could actually replace all the color swatches if the client gives you a file that includes their colors. So you would just come up here, click on this, select Replace Swatches. You don't want to save it. And then you just need to locate that particular file. And once you do, you can open it up and those colors will be added in here. So that would probably be the easiest way to add the colors from your client's branding if they have that particular type of file available. If not, then you're going to have to do it manually. So what we're going to do is we're going to click on a color and drag it to the trash icon to delete it. And then once you remove all those colors, you can start adding colors to the swatches panel. So we have some additional colors up here right now, and these are previous colors that were selected. So if we select a color from here, we can then click below it to add that new color swatch. And if you want, you can rename it. I'm just going to click OK. And then we just choose another color and continue adding them until we have all the colors that we need for the project. Then we can come up to this icon and save this swatch of colors, and we can give it a name. You can name it based on the name of your client or whatever type of project that you're working on, and then you can have easy access to that particular color swatch in the future if you do more work for that particular client or other projects that are very similar to it. You can just come up here and select Load Swatches and then load that color swatch that you created previously, because maybe you're bouncing back and forth between projects as well and you work with different color swatches for each of those projects. You may need to reselect an older color swatch based on the project that you're currently working on. All right, so that's how you create your own color swatches, and that will definitely help you improve your productivity and streamline your workflow by allowing you to save the colors you need for that specific project. All right, let me show you the last way that you can select colors in Adobe Photoshop. All right, let's go ahead and select our color panel, and I'm going to go ahead and enlarge this just a little bit so we can better see the different color panels inside of it. Now within this color panel, we have some options as well, and we have a hue cube, which we are currently on now, and we also have a brightness cube. So if you select the brightness cube, you can actually adjust the brightness of the colors, and that gives you a different option for selecting your colors by choosing them based on the brightness of the colors. And then just like in previous options, you do have ways to select colors from within this color panel as well, such as grayscale sliders, RGB, and other options as well, which were pretty much the similar ones that were available in the other two options as well. So it all depends on your own personal workflow on how you want to select your colors. You have 3 different choices, and you can just use whichever one is best for you. So there you have it. Those are the different ways that you can select colors for your project and how you can save them for future projects.